You are standing in your suburban backyard in March 2026. Your pond is 6 feet across, maybe 2 feet deep. You stocked it with goldfish 3 years ago. Last week you had 43 goldfish. Now you have 8. The rest are gone, vanished into the dark water at night. Something is hunting them, and it is hunting something else too. Last month, your neighbor found a dead mouse on her patio. Paw prints led to the pond. Claw marks suggested a struggle. No owl could have made those marks. Now, I want you to sit with this for a moment. This is not an accident or a mystery. It is an invasion unfolding in backyards across America. I am Dr. Hendrik Bale, and I have studied amphibian ecology for 23 years. I have watched bullfrogs move into places they were never meant to be. My colleagues and I have documented what they are eating. By the end of this chapter, you will understand why your pond is no longer yours alone. Here is what we are going to cover: the bullfrog, the cane toad, the suburban water sources that invited them, and the 3 reasons this is happening right now. Bullfrogs can reach 20 centimeters long, 8 inches from snout to rear. A large male weighs half a kilogram. They sit motionless at the water's edge and strike at anything moving. Their tongue is adhesive and impossibly fast. They have eaten insects for millennia, but in the past 3 years, my trail cameras have recorded them consuming mice, shrews, small birds, and even bats. One bullfrog in Florida swallowed a bird the size of a sparrow. The cane toad, introduced to Florida in the 1950s, does the same. Both species now hunt vertebrate prey in suburbs from California to New York. This shift is not new in biology, but it is new in your neighborhood. Suburban ponds created permanent water where natural wetlands were drained. No native predators control these frogs. The landscape is defenseless. Stay with me through this, because by the final chapter, I will show you a detail about these hunters that will change how you see every backyard water feature forever. So you have seen what the frog can do, hunting in your own backyard. Now, the question becomes, why is this happening right now in 2026? The answer is not one force, it is 3, and they have collided. The first is heat. Simple as that. Since 2020, mean temperatures across North America have climbed 1.2 degrees Celsius. For a cold-blooded animal, 1 degree is not a small thing. A bullfrog at 18 degrees is sluggish, slow to strike, burning energy to stay warm. A bullfrog at 22 degrees is explosive. Its muscle contracts faster. It hunts harder. I have watched this shift in my own monitoring ponds over 5 years. What was autumn activity in 2019 is now summer activity in 2024. The breeding season is earlier. The feeding season is longer. Longer feeding means larger frogs. Larger frogs hunt larger prey. The second force is the wetlands themselves, or what is left of them. In the past 6 decades, America has lost 53% of its wetland acres. Ponds vanish. Marshes are drained for development. Salamander breeding grounds disappear. When the natural water vanishes, the frog does not die. It moves. It moves inland, toward the water that never leaves, the suburban pond. Your retention pond, your swimming pool, your rain barrel. And here is where it gets interesting. Those suburban pools hold no natural predators. No herons, No water snakes. No dragonfly nymphs competing for the same mice. A bullfrog in a suburban pond is a predator without resistance. The third force is the one nobody predicted, the rodents themselves. Suburban rodent populations have exploded in the past 5 years. Warmer winters mean higher survival rates for mice and rats. More seeds in mulch beds, more food waste, more shelter under decks. A suburb is, accidentally, a rodent paradise. So now you have the collision. A warm year, a frog with nowhere else to go, and a yard full of prey. The frog is not invading because it is angry or aggressive. It is invading because, for the first time, the math works. But here is where the story turns again, and where most people stop paying attention. The mice are not sitting still. They are changing too, and the frog is getting bigger, bolder, and more efficient than it was 2 years ago. You are about to see an arms race unfold in real time in the landscaping you pass every morning. So, the mice are not passive. That is the detail that changes everything. In the past 18 months, I have watched their behavior shift in the field. They are spending less time at the edges of my monitoring ponds. The ones that do approach water move faster, hesitate longer, dart back. I started timing them in 2024. Average approach time was 47 seconds. By late 2025, I was measuring 31 seconds. Some hesitate for only 18. Faster reflexes, sharper startle response. The pressure is working. Here is the mechanism. A mouse that lingers dies. A mouse that bolts lives. Natural selection does not care about fairness. It cares about who reproduces. The mice that survived frog strikes last summer are the breeding stock now. Their offspring inherit that wariness, that speed, that caution around still water. Meanwhile, on the frog side, something else is happening that few people see. The bullfrogs in my ponds have grown visibly larger since 2023. Not all of them. The ones hunting vertebrates, the ones hunting mice. A bullfrog that catches one mouse gains roughly 30 grams of body mass. A bullfrog that eats insects its whole life weighs 380 grams on average. A mouse-hunting bullfrog in my study weighed 520 grams this spring. Size favors predation. A bigger mouth swallows a running mouse. A small mouth fails. So, the large bullfrogs breed. Their tadpoles develop in predator-free retention ponds. They grow up competing in a world where vertebrate prey exists. Their instinct shifts. Their appetite shifts. Their size follows. This is not instruction. This is selection. Generation by generation, the frogs get bolder. I have to be honest with you about the pace of this. I expected observable shifts in behavior to take 30, 40 years minimum. I am seeing measurable changes in 18 months inside suburban ponds. Something about the density, the resources, the heat. It is accelerating everything. The arms race is real. It is happening now, in yards like yours. And here is where it gets dangerous. One side always wins. The mice cannot outrun this forever. The frogs cannot stop getting bigger. When one arm of the race reaches its limit, the whole system breaks. What happens then is the reason I became an ecologist in the first place. And when one side reaches its limit, that is when the suburban food web tears. You are standing in a backyard in New Jersey where a red-tailed hawk has stopped coming. For 8 years, that hawk hunted the mice in the grass. Now, the mice are gone. The frog ate them. The hawk starves. Across the Northeast, I am tracking this pattern in 43 yards since last autumn. Fewer mice, fewer hawks. Frogs multiplying unchecked in every retention pond. But here is where the rupture deepens, and I need to show you the part I promised. Remember when I said suburban water changed everything? Go back to chapter 1 with me. The retention pond does not look wild. It looks like infrastructure. A ditch, a box, a civic project. We built it to drain parking lots. We never asked what lives there now. In 2019, I sampled my first monitoring pond near Philadelphia. 12 bullfrogs. By 2024, the same pond held 217. No predators. No winters harsh enough to cull them. Permanent food from the rodent surplus. The secret is not the frog. The secret is the pond. We built the trap. Every storm drain, every retention basin, every decorative water feature in your suburb is now a frog nursery. You designed it by accident. That is the twist. Now, let me show you what happens next, because you can see it starting. The mice evolve faster. The frogs grow bigger. The hawks disappear. But the frogs cannot grow forever. Biology has limits. When the mice run out, when the frog population peaks and crashes, the ecosystem does not snap back. The native frogs are gone. The native toads are gone. The suburban water is reset. You will own this choice. Coexist with the frog, or spend $15,000 removing them and draining the ponds. I have walked both paths with homeowners. Both cost something. Here is what I want you to do, starting today. Walk to the nearest water in your neighborhood. A pond, a drain, a pool left open. Shine a light on it at dusk. Count the croaks. Listen for the size of the call. That sound tells you how far the rupture has spread near your home. I read every message you send. Tell me what you hear. The suburbs you inherit will be shaped by the water you built and forgot.